And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, we hear about the life and ministry of Carl Francis Montgomery.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. January 3, 1964 was the date of an Adventist institutional fire. Now, there have been a number of these over the years, but the one in 1964 was at the British Adventist publishing house, the Stanborough Press, then located in Stanborough Park in the northern suburbs of London. But good things came out of the fire because a new modern plant was opened in the Midlands British town of Grantham in 1966. The Stanborough Press still operates from Grantham and enjoys considerable success. Also on the 3rd of January, but 61 years earlier, Carl Francis Montgomery was born in the U.S. state of Michigan on January 3, 1903. A graduate of Washington Missionary College, in 1927 Carl married Alverda Kemmerer, and they left immediately for their first appointment as missionaries in Cuba, where Carl served on the faculty of Antillean Union College for 7 years. Back in the U.S. for 4 years in the mid-30s, Carl served as lay pastor of a church in Pennsylvania. In 1939, the family was called to mission service again, this time in Costa Rica, where Carl and Alverda served at the Central American Union's vocational college, the Academia Adventista Hispano-Americana. Carl taught Bible, bakery, accounting, and history, while Alverda taught nursing. Carl was ordained in 1942 and in 1943 became principal and manager of the college and additionally acted as architect and engineer for the construction of a series of new school buildings. In 1946, the Montgomerys returned to the United States, where Carl became Dean of Men at Washington Missionary College, today's Washington Adventist University in Washington, D.C. He served there for 4 years. Then in 1950, he and Alverda went back to the Inter-American Division as missionaries for a third time. Carl became president of Colegio Vocacional y Profesional Montemorelos, what is today's Montemorelos University. Carl Montgomery poured himself life and soul into the work. In 1956, he was called to be Educational Secretary of the Mexican Union, in which capacity he served until his premature death in Mexico City on April 15, 1960, aged just 57. Carl and Alverda's daughter Patricia followed them in service as a missionary to Mexico. And that was This Week in Adventist History.